Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely redeemed ourselves. What's up? What's happening? It's your girl Top Baby, and we're back with another episode. Again, it is 10:15 p.m. So this is late night baking. Today we are making brownies. Fun fact: as much as I am a baker, my history in the kitchen started with baking, cake decorating, all of the things and confectioners. I actually suck at making brownies from scratch. So today we're gonna try and redeem ourselves. We found a great recipe from Broma Bakery. Shouts out to them. So that's our basis for today, and it starts with brown butter, which if you've seen our brown butter cookies, you already know we're off to a great start, and you know how this goes. So we're gonna turn the stove on so we can get it cracking. We want about a lowish heat, so I'm gonna put it on about 3 for us. And we're gonna slowly melt this down. Remember, this is where you get real nice and comfortable with your stove. Don't leave the pot because it will burn quickly. Okay, so I have 1.5 sticks of butter in the pot. You see it. For us to get started, browning this down, and we're just gonna track the progress on this. So this is how it is starting. And this is how it looks once it's ready. Our butter has browned, nice toffee color. Yes, smells delicious. So now we're gonna safely transfer this over to our bowl and our workstation. And we're gonna mix this with the cocoa powder. And since it's hot, remember they use the word bloom, it makes the cocoa powder bloom. What that means to me is it just enhances the cocoa powder flavor. So that's what we're gonna do. Enhance the cocoa powder flavor. And this will be the foundation of our brownies. What's funny to me is that the longest part of this whole recipe is browning the butter. It takes the most time, but it's the foundation of these brownies and the flavor profile.
Dang.
Gotta get off of it. Who got time to be wasting? Every little bit counts, you know? And yeah, I think it's a great testament to life that the foundation is usually what takes the most time, but it's worth it. And if you skip steps on the foundation, you'll know what's the final product. In this case, it won't have as good a flavor. In life, what you build will crumble. Or it'll look nice, but it'll have cracks, and you'll tell over time. So I feel like this is another moment where baking is this looks wonderful. We've got our nice chocolate and butter mixture ready to go. We're gonna put that to the side. And now we're gonna start mixing here. We're gonna start with our 3 eggs and 1 3/4 cup of light brown sugar. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of things with baking, cooking, everyday things that can give you really good lessons for life. And this is one of those. That although it's the boring part, it doesn't come with a lot of reward, it's not as glamorous. Building your foundation will literally set you up for if your thing is going to be short term or long term. And if you're putting time and energy into building something, you should be building it for the long term. So don't underestimate the work, energy, and patience it takes to build a strong foundation. Take that note. All right, we're gonna get this mixed up, and we're rocking and rolling. And we're gonna mix this until the sugar pretty much dissolves and is very fluffy. So we want to get to a very smooth consistency. Okay, so now that it's all whipped, nice and smooth, you can see we've got a good consistency here. We're now gonna add that chocolate and butter mixture from earlier into our egg and sugar mixture. We're gonna mix that in. Oh, yes. So lovely. I love it when you call me big chocolate. things that play with
I was not prepared for that
I
at
don't
all.
think anybody was. I don't know. Fun facts about me. My whole life is song association. So it just kind of comes. Sometimes it catches all by surprise. All right. So we're going to mix this together. Ooh, it looks so cool. Baking is fun. It's a form of art. It's a form of therapy. I love it. Something about baking that I appreciate as someone who's naturally very much a numbers and math mind is the preciseness and the chemistry of it. Like baking is one of those things where you have to have exact measurements because it determines the success of what you're making, whereas cooking is very free, abstract, listen to your ancestors, put a little here, put a little there. It's very forgiving. Baking is not such. And as someone who, like I said, is very numbers, structure, give me something that makes sense. If I do these instructions exactly as you tell me, 3/4 cup of flour. If I do it as you tell me, it's gonna come out right every time. I appreciate that about baking. I think that's also what was hard for me, making the transition from baking to cooking. Your girl used to struggle, okay? Like, it just wasn't good. It took me a really long time to be good at cooking. Like, it's flexes a whole different muscle that does not come naturally to me.
If you ain't seasoned,
You're not seasoning. But then it's also a matter of you got to know the right things to season with. Like, you can't just go crazy with the wrong things because then your your meal come out too salty or tasting like nothing but onion, nothing but garlic. Then you have to learn how to like balance flavors. Okay, so we've got the flour mixed in. It's smelling phenomenal. We're gonna put in a little salt. I really don't know how much that is. Maybe like half a teaspoon. We're gonna put in some vanilla. That's about a teaspoon. She didn't really give measurements, so I'm leaning on my prior baking expertise to say you usually do about a teaspoon of vanilla and a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna get that mixed in. I'm excited. We've been trying to make these brownies, I'm not gonna lie to you, about 2.5 weeks.
yeah.
Life be lifing. We've been busy with other things, but we finally have the time. We're doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't want to do this for a long time, but Levy's been pushing it. It's one of those things where when you take a L on something, you're like, I'm really not in a rush to do it again. Like, I can see that's just not something I'm good at making. But he was adamant. No, we're gonna do it again and redeem ourselves.
Get back in the gym.
Yeah, you gotta keep putting the shots. What Deion Sanders said, you gotta keep making plays, okay? Not just baking in life. You didn't get it right the first time. All right, get back up, hit the drawing board, and keep making plays. Literally baking in life. I'm doing it right now. All right, so we've got a buttered dish, heavy on butter, okay? Whose brownie's about to be stuck? Plus, I feel like it gives extra flavor, you know? Ooh, in the comments, tell us, because me and Lovey were having this conversation. Of brownies, what's better, the corners and edges or the center pieces? I personally love the corners and edges. I will literally go corner to corner and eat every corner first, and then I'll do the edge pieces. And he's like straight up like, no, give me the center, all the gooey. I'm like, no, the corners give you chewiness. Oh, it's so good.
She's insane. It's okay if you can tell her that. I've been trying to tell her for like the longest.
Hey, insane people sometimes have the best life. I'm just trying to tell you, life is always fun. Live a little. But I personally love corners, second edges. You could have that little centerpiece where it's just gooey nothingness. That's like my last resort. That's when I'm like, okay, we got ice cream for this because it's just not my favorite. But everything is personal preference. So I definitely want to know. Tell us in the comments, are you team center and boneless or corners and edges? With a little texture.
Did you say boneless?
Yes, it's very much given boneless. That's what the centerpieces are. They are boneless, baby.
I like my brownies boneless. Boneless.
Yeah, let us know. What's your brownie preference? Where you going first? Like I said, I'm taking the corners.
I mean, see, I'll let you go first just so you can take the corners. That way I can work my way towards the middle.
Baby, I don't care. If you come first and you want to go straight for the middle, by all means, go ahead.
That is nasty work to go. Is this our brownies or is it someone else's brownies? Because that's insane work. You just go and cut out the middle piece of somebody else's brownie.
That's like taking somebody's name in their cake.
Exactly.
But one could argue you are who you are, and you're going to be that person regardless. You know what you like, you know what you don't like.
You know what I'm here for.
You're right. Thank you for these brownies. Let me take my centerpiece. Okay. We got those in the pan, looking nice. I'm excited. This was actually very quick.
Yes.
We're gonna taste this. I'm gonna pray over the raw eggs. I mean, who out here getting sick from eating raw dough? All my life, I've been eating raw dough. Ain't got sick yet. It's good, actually. I'm actually feeling very confident about this. All right, we're gonna put this in the oven. It's preheated for 350 degrees. It's gonna bake for recipe card 20 to 25 minutes, okay? And then how you test your brownies, I say we're gonna start, check it at the 20-minute mark, insert a toothpick. If you don't have a toothpick, insert a fork. If it comes out clean or with minimal crumbs, you're good to go. So just do that. And if at the 20-minute mark, it's like comes out very gooey, then just put it in like do 2-minute increments because you don't want to dry it out. And yeah, we'll see you once they're ready. All right, we're back with the finished product. Here are brownies. They smell delicious. Brownie for my brownie. If you know, you know. Name that movie. Okay, so because we baked these in a smaller pan, I believe this is more of like an 8x8 as opposed to 9x9. The brownies are thicker, which means our cook time was longer. So instead of 20 to 25 minutes, we ended up baking these for about 30 to 35. But something to keep in mind, because we did put the actual chocolate chunks in here, when you're putting your toothpick in to check, keep in mind that you might be hitting a chocolate chunk. So if it comes out really chocolatey, like wipe it off and then try another spot just to be sure you didn't hit a chocolate pocket. I'm getting like a false negative. Also insider tip, so with warm brownies, the best way to cut them is with a plastic knife. It prevents the dough getting caked up on the blade and looking all ugly, so you get cleaner cuts if you use a plastic knife. I feel like our sides aren't really stuck, so I'm just gonna go for it. And we're gonna cut it. Wow, they smell so good. I'm so excited. We're about to watch a movie. We got some good brownies. Pull out some salty snacks. Honey, life is good. I really wish you guys could taste these. Just smell it. It smells so good. You could.
That is some premium brownie cutting right there.
I told you I got this. Off camera, Love was like, all right, we're going to see how well you can cut these brownies. I'm like, bro.
I apologize for doubting you.
This is what I do. 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 Okay, you already know where I'm going. You was listening earlier. I'm going for the corner. Which one is the biggest? It's looking like this one.
The biggest. The largest.
I ain't gonna lie, my mouth is watering. Okay. Ooh.
Ooh, that's thick.
Ooh, like me.
Ooh.
You know. Okay, you can't leave any behind. We're gonna come back for this. Let me go a little. All right, you ready? Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely redeemed ourselves.
Gotta break it open. See what it look like on the inside.
Okay. Oh, it's still hot though. It's so good. Okay. You ready?
Gotta do it. Two hands.
How do I hold it up? Oh, okay.
Put the plate down.
Excuse out of me, okay? Are you ready? Ooh, it's melting. Oh, it's hot. It's burning. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's so good. So good. You can see our chocolate chunks in there. You see, nice and moist.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah, she's doing it.
She did that thing.
10 out of 10. Would recommend. And tell a friend.
And try again.
And try again. So, thank you for rocking with us as I redeemed myself on brownies. Definitely check out the description box for the ingredients for this recipe and stick with us to see what we make next. Have a good one, y'all.